What's going on, guys? My name is Ryan here with Michigan Storm Chasers. The hot topic of discussion here is the Aurora and if we're going to see it again tonight. So let's go ahead and dive right into this and kind of discuss if it's possible and what we're kind of thinking. So if you missed it, a quick recap here for you guys. We do have a group called Michigan Weather Reports, primarily used for storm damage reports and pictures of storms. So please utilize that primarily for that. But because there's no severe weather, we are talking the Aurora and we are allowing pictures of the Aurora here within the group. Looking at a few of these pictures last night, this is kind of what we saw all night long with the high altitude pinks and purples, the low altitude green auroral band, statewide naked eye colors. It kind of pulsed a few times right around 11:30 and again at about 2:30. It was a brilliant statewide night last night for the Aurora. And a lot of people did miss it. And we're getting questions if it's possible again tonight. And the answer, simple answer, is possibly leaning yes. So kind of looking at the data here, we are seeing a few things we're going to point out here, just kind of teach you and just kind of give you a brief, simple overview. So this is the SWPC dashboard, Space Weather Prediction Center. It's just like the SPC, the same government agency kind of like brand, but it's not the SPC. It's just kind of the space version of the SPC, if that makes sense. They forecast the Aurora as well as a couple other things. But otherwise, the data here you're seeing is going to be solar winds on the left side of your screen. The BT field is on the middle left of your screen, and the BZ field is the one we're going to focus on today, and that's going to be on the right side middle. The BZ number currently, as I highlighted there, is -13. That BZ number is your north-south component of the Aurora. So a positive number is a northward facing Aurora, so to speak, and a negative number is a southward facing Aurora. To get Michigan to come further, or to get Aurora to come further south into Michigan, we need that BZ number to be as far into the negatives as possible. A -13 number is perfect. We can go a lot lower, but a -13 will get the job done. The longer that sustains itself in the negatives here, that will build the hemispheric power, which is right over here. This is what we call the ovation circle. Basically, it just kind of tells you how strong the Aurora is. So the negative BZ combined with solar winds as well as a good BT field, which is 17 is really good. A positive 17 is good. All that put together is strengthening the auroral power. So what we're kind of looking at in terms of tonight is if this data can hold out. The main concern that I personally have is with these types of energy pieces, we call them CMEs, coronal mass ejections, they tend to gradually weaken over time. So I do expect a gradual weakening trend here, but honestly, I would have expected it to start well before now because these numbers have been consistent for roughly 13 hours and counting, which is a long duration core, so to speak, of the CME, like the meat and potatoes of the CME itself. We're kind of in that, I'm going to assume right now, and that should start to gradually weaken. But we're not seeing signs of that right now. So the overall takeaway is if this data can hold out into the evening, yes, statewide Aurora is going to be possible, if not likely again tonight. But if we start to gradually weaken here, I do think we're going to be kind of looking at probably northern Michigan Aurora, probably the UP, and probably we're going to say Mount Pleasant North type of Aurora, G1, if you guys are fluent in the number talk. So we'll kind of wait and see how this plays out. But overall, yes, I do think there's a decent chance we're going to get statewide Aurora again tonight. But the data is going to be what's going to matter here. We're going to be watching it very closely through the day. We'll have updates as we get closer to sunset as well. So if you're wanting to see the Aurora, you missed it last night, or you wanted to see a repeat, definitely there is potential, but just keep your expectations in check as these things do tend to gradually weaken. And I will mention as well, we may have a few more pieces of energy inbound to Earth. So if that happens, that could enhance this field even further. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. But I do think, like I said, there's a decent chance it's just going to be dependent on if this weakens or if it can sustain itself into that sunset and, of course, into nighttime tonight. So stay tuned to our Facebook page for updates. Speaking of which, if you are new here, hop on over to our Facebook page. We do post plenty of updates. We timestamp them and we break it down as simple as possible. For example, last night, 7:30, we posted that the data is looking really good. Scroll up here, we kind of break things down a little bit further. When at 9:15, the entire state's under clear skies. Like you can follow along with us in real time on our Facebook page, with timestamps so you guys know when it's happening. Highly recommend hopping over and following us on Facebook and keeping an eye on our timeline here if you want to see it. We do post very valuable information in terms of real-time aurora visibility and strength. Okay. With that being said, one last thing we're going to cover here is cloud cover. I don't have it pulled up, but I will pull it up here. Just bear with me here just for a second while I pull this in. Here we go. Perfect. The cloud cover forecast for tonight is looking primarily clear. We do potentially have some clouds in the southern portions of Michigan around that sunset time frame, but those should clear out here as we get into the nighttime areas. So here is 8 p.m. tonight. We see a really good cloud deck here to the south of us with some clouds up there by Alpena and an interesting cloud deck from about Grand Rapids down to Monroe, but that should clear out as we get towards sunset. Here's 11 p.m. The entire state really in pretty much clear skies, minus a very few isolated areas there. So I do think viewing tonight is going to be really good. Again, statewide for a majority of us. There could be some passing clouds, yes, but it shouldn't be a too widespread of a concern to cause issues. So takeaway from this, aurora possible, yes. Data needs to hold on. Will it hold on? It's a coin flip right now, but either way, I do think there's good potential. We have a shot at statewide aurora again tonight. Stay tuned to our Facebook page for live updates as we get closer to sunset. We'll see you guys next time, and good luck to all of you if you're going out again to watch the aurora. And also meteor shower, definitely still possible tonight, although it peaked last night. They are still possible tonight. So enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow here at Michigan Storm Chasers.